Facebook Live. We're here. We're getting ready to start our episode. We're just getting everybody logged in. Hey, my Forrest Gump wave. Okay. Should we get started?
Sure. Wait.
Go ahead.
What's the studio called?
Right there. Welcome back, universe, to Tom and Mark Off the Rails. First ever 36 episode crossover episode, and we are here with Utterly Insane with Mark and Joe.
How you doing? I'm Mark.
I'm Joe.
Yep.
We kept all the marks on one side of the room. I thought that would be simpler.
Well, it's not just simpler.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Coming from this
That's
week.
because we are the best.
All right.
Right. Yeah, we are coming to you live here at the Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty Studios in beautiful Grafton, Wisconsin.
Thank you very much, guys, for sponsoring our studio. Roy Shoka was on last week, and he had so much fun that he decided, hey, you guys are all right. We're going to sponsor your studio.
We locked the door, didn't let him leave until he gave us some money.
Yeah. And then the next day, he had us go to lunch with him. We went to lunch with him, and then it was, what would you call it, a seminar?
Yeah, it was some sort of realtors meeting. We got you got to talk to a bunch of people. Helen was there, so I had to kind of duck out when she decided to not be having it anymore.
And, we got free food, and while I'm scarfing down my free food, he's like, yeah, I'm going to go on, and I'll have you guys go on next and talk. Oh, Roy, what?
At least I saw him wave you over. So.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, we didn't even know we were supposed to talk, but we had a great time, and thank you very much. So continue to, wait a minute, we should give them a little read here. If you're looking to buy or sell a home or are interested in a career in real estate, email Roy at CBHSR, Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty, that stands for, cbhsr.com, or call 414-235-0763. We'd love to be your go-to for all your real estate needs. Make sure you check out our Patreon page. Keep doing the Amazon stuff. Thank you very much. All the stuff you bought helped Molly get a 2 terabyte memory so we can put more shows on there. And if you like us or Utterly Insane here, go on our Facebook pages, click like, share. It's the easy way to help us out without having to pay a dime. So thank you, everybody. All right. So what you're still trying to get on?
It's fine.
You're farting around? Okay. Well,
It's fine.
should we get into some current events real quick?
Let's do it.
Here's something that you guys need to look at. Foz and I already looked at this one. I don't know if you guys saw this on the news. They're wanting to know if it is a wolf or a coyote.
Oh, I already seen that.
You already seen that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. No. That's not the one you've seen.
No, that's exactly the one
Is
I've
it?
seen because that's the video I watched.
Okay, then you've
It's
already
real
seen
kind of
that.
out of focus too, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, and the computer is loving it.
Well, how big is it? I mean,
Isn't
isn't
that
that the
here
big
in this-
difference? Is wolves are huge.
Well,
Here it is. Can you see it?
are you? This was like right here.
Wind Lake, Wisconsin.
Yeah, like Wisconsin.
And you got this
That's not a
giant.
wolf. It's not a coyote.
It
That's
is. It's not a wolf.
I think it's a
It's not a
wolf.
coyote either.
A wolf would be in a pack.
Someone's dog just
No,
got out.
there's
It's got beautiful white hair.
It's not big enough. It looks just like your timber joy.
there's
No, it
rogue
doesn't.
wolves. They're all over. They're on their own.
Not around here too much. They run in packs.
Well,
that,
this
That
doesn't
looks
happen
like a
too
husky
often.
to me.
that would be too small to be.
In
a wolf.
fact, did I lock that kennel door? No.
Yeah,
A wolf would be much bigger.
that is huge.
Yeah, but
It's the.
But
it
wolves
comes
are
up to the
bigger than you
mailbox.
think they're going to be.
it looks bigger than what it is.
Yeah, those mailboxes.
But that's not.
Come on in, Foz. We got Foz here, everybody. Come on in. He's got opinions on this. Foz, here you go. Look at.
Enough coyotes.
It does have
Yeah.
long
It's a
legs though.
coyote.
Coyotes got stubby legs, man.
Yeah, they do, and they run weird.
Huskier. That thing's a tall, lanky, young. I bet you it's a teenager.
A juvenile
It's
Oh.
possible.
or in something else.
Got lost from its pack, maybe.
Okay, we
A lot of
lost
times they're
it.
just pushed out from the pack. They gotta go start their own.
Well, if it's a male and it's a young one, yeah, they normally do get pushed out of the pack
the
and they
same
have to
way
start
But
Yeah.
their
still,
own
it's,
pack.
it's got to be a young one.
They gotta
because
push
it's still
everything
too
away.
small. The wolf would be a.
Well, how do
lot
new
bigger
packs
than
get
that.
started? You got to be kicked out to start a new pack.
Yep.
That's how everything spreads.
So, did you think it was a coy wolf, maybe?
That's possible. I think it's just a young wolf myself.
Yeah, coy wolves usually have the color of the coyote.
Yeah.
But the color of that one actually
It's
looked
white.
more like a husky.
A husky.
Yeah.
Huskies don't
No, I agree. It
all
looks
look
like a
like
dog.
that either.
But it's
I
one
mean,
huge
I
dog.
understand
I
that.
can say
Nitro
wolf.
looked
But
more
it
like
is
a
a big,
wolf.
right, it is a big dog or canine. But
They only gave us
from
two
my
choices.
perspective,
Yeah.
but from my
Right.
perspective, it actually looks like an adult husky. That's
Right.
just kind of
But they only
walking
gave us
around.
two choices to start with.
bigger
Big
than
or
a
a wolf.
husky.
Well, I choose not to use their choice.
Yeah.
I choose to use my own choice.
That's the question.
I'm not saying aliens, but aliens.
Alien pet. That's what that is.
Oh,
Somebody's pet.
Yeah, that's how I believe it. It is somebody's pet.
Yeah.
The simplest solution is usually what it is.
Okay.
So
So
I share my mic today, so
all
I'm
right.
gonna be a little back and
why
forth.
don't we? I kind of jumped the gun here. Why don't we introduce, buddy, for your listeners? We'll
Oh, yeah.
tell about
Well,
ourselves.
we
a
did
little
kind
bit.
of introduce
We did
ourselves.
that, but it wasn't on air.
Okay.
See, that's why we normally try not to talk with guests before we start them. We learn everything about them, and
But that can
forget
get
we did-
really awkward.
Well, did you want us to stand in the corner as, like we were on
Yeah.
timeout or something?
Yeah, you guys go hang over there. That's our little green room over here. So, so tell us about your show. How you guys got started. What you're about.
Well, you can start that.
I can start that?
Well, she's the one that does the best
Well, anyway, all right, fine.
with that story.
Well, we've been friends for close to 20 years now.
I calculated. it the
And
other day.
one evening we went out to dinner together and made a good evening of it. Went and seen Logan when it came to the theaters, and on the way there, him and he sits in the front with me driving. I'm the driver.
Okay.
That's what I do for a living is drive. But
I'm not driving and handling the money. Sorry, a little Big Lebowski reference.
yeah, exactly. I don't know where that came from there. So on our way to dinner, the two of us, we do what we do. He starts on me, I start on him, and we're back and forth, and insults fly, and goofiness entails. And so we had dinner, and then we went over, had the movie, watched the movie, and
Net Chicklin, Philip, and
On the way
Netflix and
back-
chill.
It started again.
on the way
Yeah.
back, it started again. Well,
But
Peanut
then we were
Gallery,
talking about the movie
who are
though that
sitting in the
time.
green room over here,
Okay.
his wife, my girlfriend, they're sitting in the back seat, and all of a sudden we hear them. We should be taping this.
Yeah.
So it got his gears finally oiled and rolling. And a couple days later, he's still talking about it, and I'm like, well, why don't we just do a damn podcast? If you're that into it, let's do a
But it
podcast.
didn't start until the long trip.
Yeah. Well, that was the first part of it, but the other trip is when I took him and everybody, and we went deep north Wisconsin,
Okay.
Athens,
Athens.
up by Athens, and that's where we got his new his new husky that he's
Siberian
got.
husky.
Siberian husky. Awesome little dog. She's
Okay.
goofy as hell.
Yeah, we just saw a clip
But we
of her
had them
on.
in stitches.
Yeah, that could have been her actually. Kind of looked like her.
So now you got us trapped in a car for 3 hours, one way, and we had them in stitches. And they made their comments again about
Mhm.
why don't you guys do this as a podcast?
No, they didn't say that as a
Or, well,
podcast.
you
They
know,
said we should be
record it
recording this
and put it on YouTube. That's what they
and just
said.
throw it up for everybody to watch and get
Okay.
and have the goofiness of it.
So we started getting it together, and I think it was like a couple weeks later we actually started doing something about it.
It was
and started
sometime in
audio.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about October, about the same time you guys started.
Yeah, we released on Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were 2 weeks before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for your listeners, Mark's not the first host. We started it was Tom and Alex off the rails, then it was Tom and Mark. Now it's off the rails with Tom.
Now
and
it's
Mark.
just Tom.
Now it's just
We have to talk, Mark.
talk, Mark. Just got a wild hair up my ass. Said we can do this. We know a lot of interesting people. Like let's have them on. And a lot of people don't think they're that interesting, but they are to people who don't know them. So we just-
Tom already knew an awesome IT chick
yeah,
who
everything fell into
seamlessly
place.
became our master producer.
Yes, she did. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see Molly back there. Yep.
Yes, they can.
All right, there's Molly. So that's how it all got started. So kind of came up with like a little bit of format. So we're going to hit the local event, and I did this one especially for Mark.
It's a family tradition if it's the one I think you're going to do.
Polish Fest?
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Father is 100% Pole.
really?
Yes, his grandfather came from Poland and only married Polish girls down the block or whatever it is.
Okay, so what type of things do you do at Polish Fest?
I have a Tiski.
What's a Tiski?
It's Polish. It's like Polish Miller Lite.
Okay. Have a Tiski?
Yeah, go to the history tents. There's usually some beautiful dogs. I forget what they're called. They're really fluffy white
Here's
dogs.
Polish history tent. And these people took us over? And then these people took us over?
Well, that's the thing. When I was a kid, I was told we were Polish, and then I asked my brother, where's Poland on a map? And it was a Cold War era map, so he shows me middle of the Soviet Union, and I'm like, oh, we're Russian? No.
No.
Well, at one time, we were also German. And then...
But technically, when Ignaz Majeski came to America, he was fleeing Prussia. Ignaz! Ignatius.
Like the
When did you say
hunk of metal?
Iggy.
Or no, that's Ingot.
Whatever. But yeah, he came here fleeing Prussian conscription people prior to World War One.
Okay. So,
So technically German, could be Russian.
it
maybe
starts
Polish.
Friday, June 15th. And
Right on Father's Day.
Friday?
No, the Sunday. We usually go on Father's Day with my dad.
Okay. What are we doing for Father's Day, Faz?
None.
Want to go fishing?
Want to invade Polish Fest?
Go to Polish Fest, look for Polish women, right?
They're there.
All right. So everybody enjoy that. Now let's get back to what we were doing. I guess we can interview you before we get into some other stuff. We said how you guys started, basic stuff. Okay, I'm out of questions. Very prepared here.
And this interview is over.
All right, thanks for
So,
calling, guys.
what kind of stuff do you guys talk about on the podcast? I unfortunately didn't get a chance to listen yet, so this is all virgin stuff for me.
When we started, during the time we started, I still am. Part of your taboos, not to talk about.
Yeah,
So
Brett
that's
Favre?
what we started. No,
Brett Favre show?
that's what we started.
it's up there, dude. You get a reach.
I don't have any money.
Put an eye
I'll get you back later.
But then we decided, I kind of came forward with it and said, you know, we need to just maybe do something different because news media is flooded with all this crud and people are starting to get tired of it. So we're not going to be talking about that particular subject anymore. And the other subject that's a taboo with you guys, not the one you mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We did, I think, one show on that, and those two subjects, when they're brought up, will set me off. And I don't care who you are, I will offend the hell out of you
Okay. Good.
because
That works.
you know like I said, it sets me off. So what we've been doing is mostly stuff we find in the news with like there was one we found that about Montana, that farmer that shot that animal in Montana and didn't know if it was a wolf or dog or whatever. We did one on that. And then it's just different stuff. We'll do stuff on conspiracies. We'll do stuff on
So that's why Foz is here.
UFOs.
Yep.
We'll do stuff.
They do what they had to think.
You know, pretty much any topic is game for us.
Yeah, you guys did one on WrestleMania.
He did
I
one
did
on
one on
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. I did my predictions about WrestleMania because I still watch wrestling once in a while, and I grew up watching it. You know, going to the venues before they were at the big venues like the Coliseum. We were
Skate
going
country
to
over
like Edgewood
here.
College, and you know,
Yeah.
Andre the Giant was a new thing, and it was AWA wrestling back then. So,
Are you a big fan of Hulk Hogan?
not the biggest. I mean,
This
you
interview's
know,
over.
I was when I was a kid, when he first came out, got championship and stuff like that. But like every scripted, we all know that nowadays. Hulk Hogan's kind of wore out his, you know, signature. He's got to come up with something.
How
new.
much more can he do?
Yeah, it's like he's like.
Well, then he
old
switched
news.
to Hollywood. That's like,
It's
He's not
totally
the-
different.
He's not the greatest actor in the world either.
no, that's
What are some
Matt
of your
Damon.
favorite Hulk Hogan movies, Tom?
I like Suburban Commander. Mr. Nanny.
Movies?
Yeah, No Holds Barred.
Yeah.
Thunder in Paradise.
He'll keep going if you let him.
Gremlins 2. So, all right, cool. Well, Faz,
Yes, sir.
you were telling me about this. What is it called? 411. I kind of found something
Oh,
on that.
missing 411.
Missing 411. This is
Oh, that was that big YouTube thing that you told me about. It's like 4 hours long.
I know.
I tried watching it.
You're welcome for all that information. Okay. My computer is cracked. So
Don't help none.
I just had it's a mass disappearance of people. Faz, take over for a second. Truly.
It's a mass disappearance of people. It's
Okay, it's back.
You got it? Good.
These are 10 truly bizarre cases of mass disappearances. Okay, have fun with that word, Tom. On
The Anunnaki
Jinkuni,
Lake incident.
Anunnaki,
College kid.
Oh, yeah.
Anunnaki Lake incident. You know about
And about the Anunnaki.
Oh, wait a minute. Anjukuni. Sorry.
I don't know.
Anunnaki is
Native American alien stuff.
Yeah, the Anunnaki is basically aliens. So I read it wrong. It's the
Okay.
Anjukuni Lake incident in 1930.
Ooh, I just crushed my funny bone. All right. Okay.
But it wasn't so funny, was it?
Oh, but it's at the end of the humorous. Funny bone. So, while seeking somewhere to rest for the night in November 1930, fur trapper Joe LaBelle came across an Inuit settlement near Anjikuni Lake near Nauvoo. Okay.
Did you get all that internet?
Inside, there was no trace of the 30-strong community. Furthermore, each hut still
It's none of
contained each resident's personal
Canada.
possessions. The community's food and fish supplies were full and untouched, as unlikely as the entire village had just up and left at a moment's notice. It is even more unlikely that they would do so without taking their clothes, weapons, and community food supply. So later, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, one of my favorite wrestlers too, the Mountie,
Oh, jeez.
Dudley Do right over here, yeah.
said it was sent to the isolated settlement. On the way, Mounties stopped for refreshments at the home of a local trapper, Armand Laurent. He informed them of a strange gleaming object that had flown over his property several nights earlier. Now, is that what happens in the Missing 411 stuff?
It's generally the same thing. You're just tooling along, walking down a path, trail, whatever you're talking about. And next thing you know, the guy next to you is gone. They have searches. 2-3 weeks, they're searching for these people and can't find them.
Okay.
Maybe a year later, somebody's walking down the same trail. Here's the dude laying there, all busted up, dead.
Busted up.
Busted up, yeah.
Have you heard of the Missing 411?
That I haven't, but what
No.
he's describing sounds similar to the incident they call Fire in the Sky,
Oh, that movie.
Fire in the sky.
and they made a
was,
movie out of it.
Yeah, but the
alien
guy said
abduction.
he's talking about our dead.
Just
Understandable,
yeah.
but it sounds similar.
Alien abduction.
Alien abduction. But here's another theory for you to think about too. Have you ever heard of the Mandela effect?
Oh yeah, we've
talked about that
talked-
to
yeah.
great lengths.
Yeah. You think he was shipped into a different dimension for a while?
Possibly.
Okay.
That's what they're thinking with the missing 411. They think they're actually walking into like a wormhole or something.
Well, you got CERN that has the Superhedron Collider. And what they're doing with that is they're colliding particles, creating black holes, miniature black holes, or miniature anomalies is what they call them. And there are speculations by some of these nut jobs and, and stuff that the possibility is that CERN has discovered ways of creating wormholes to other dimensions, pocket dimensions, other worlds, stuff like that. I mean, that is a good possibility.
Worlds where Sinbad made a movie about a genie.
Yeah,
that one.
part of the-
You also have the supposed misspeaking in Forrest Gump, where supposedly it's supposed to be Mama always told me life is like a box of chocolates. and there's supposedly life was like a box of chocolates in the movie or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the Empire Strikes Back, you know,
I have a theory
we're
on
supposed to
all
say,
of that here.
Luke, I am your father, instead of no, I am your father.
All right, so here's kind of my theory on that is I'm pretty well knowledgeable on the brain, neuropsychology and stuff. So every cell in your body is replaced every 7 years. So 7 years ago, you were not, any part of you that exists right now is not you. So how do your memories get passed along? If you figure that out, you win a Nobel Prize. So memories have to get passed from cell to cell to cell. So all these things seem to be way in the past, not yesterday or anything. It seems to be lost in passing this information in a way that we don't understand. And then somebody says it, it sounds like that, there's mass, everybody says, oh yeah, that was that. But it's memory is so fallible that, you know, you can't really, I don't really trust this guy said this or this guy said that. I mean, you can say something and people hear what they want to hear because your brain always takes shortcuts for the easiest way.
Yeah, it's kind of like with sentences and stuff. You can you put a sentence down. As long as the sentence that you're going to read has the first letter exactly the way it's supposed to be and the last letter exactly the way it's supposed to be, you can mix that sentence up
Yeah.
in different ways and put the letters in different orders. But your brain will actually decipher that and read that sentence the way it's supposed to be.
Your brain is lazy, believe it or not. Have you ever heard of the Kinko's experiment that they did?
That doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, so what they did was they had a group of people walk into Kinko's and ask if they could skip in line. And like 90% of people said no. Then they had another group of people walk in and ask if I could skip in line because, you know, my daughter's has this, I'm in a hurry, I'm in a rush or whatever. And 90% said yes. Then they had another third group come in and say, could I skip you in line because I need to make a copy? And 90% said yes, because once you hear the word because, your brain says they must have a better reason than me, and it shuts off.
I'd have been suspicious after group 3 comes in.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
no,
the thing is
I'm
with
never
that,
getting out of
though,
here.
The thing is with that though, yeah, your brain may be lazy,
Yeah.
but you also have to train your brain in order to not let it be lazy like that. You
Well-
gotta continuously keep learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you
And,
ever
and
want to
that is one of the problems with society today is
Yeah.
because
No, here's-
is most of the people are lazy.
This does all my thinking for me.
Yep.
Well, that's the point. This
That's 4 years of
and
college.
and the computers and everything. Once this technology came into being, everybody got lazy. How many phone numbers do you remember?
Oh, when I was a kid, I knew a dozen phone numbers. Now, if this breaks, I'm dead to the world.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. So if you're out and about and your phone dies on you completely, the battery goes junk or whatever, you're not going to be able to remember whose phone number you need to call in order to have
call
somebody
my
come
old
and pick
phone
you up,
number when
right?
I was a kid.
All I know is my parents' home phone number. That is the only number that has survived.
Exactly.
But I used to know all the neighbor kids. I used to know all my friends from high school or middle school.
Well, that's like cleaning up a computer,
See,
junk.
when
you
I
don't need
was
anymore.
growing up, when I was in school, we were right on that cusp of having the party lines and the separate single lines. So I remember actually picking the phone up to make a phone call and having somebody else on that line because we
I
were still on
remember
a
that.
party
I
line.
remember that.
And we were out in the country at that time. We lived out in the boondocks.
You'd
pretty
hear a
much.
whole nother conversation going on. You'd be like, what
So-
did I just watch?
So going back into this.
Sounds like
with-
fun, actually.
Sometimes it
computers-
wasn't, though.
I mean, used to, if you wanted any information, you'd have to either go to the library or you'd have to actually talk to the person that had the information, or you had to read it in a book or a magazine
Library,
or a
what's
newspaper.
that? Some people don't even know what a
Now
library
you
is
go on the
nowadays.
computer, it's a couple of keystrokes, and you're on a page that's called Wikipedia, and you can find anything you want. Now, the problem with that is, how much of it is true? Because Wikipedia is an open source program, and anybody can go in there and change anything they want.
It's gotten better, but yeah, basically, yeah, anyone can change anything.
Exactly. I mean, if somebody wants you to believe that tigers have spots instead of stripes, they can go on the Wikipedia page and change that.
Okay. So bottom line is, if you want a chick's phone number, you just ask her and say, because I want your phone number. Because I want your phone number. Because I want to call you.
Is that how you and Molly met?
Can I have your, I want your phone number. No, it was years of stalking.
Because I need it.
Relentless robot pursuit. So, all right, this one might open up another can of worms here. USS Cyclops, 1918. The United States USS Cyclops performed duties on the seas around Europe during World War I. However, its mysterious disappearance didn't seem to come during battle. Instead, it appeared to be a victim of the now famous Bermuda Triangle that has claimed ships and planes alike. So, in February, it left its port in Brazil. By March 3rd, there was confirmation that the ship was off the coast of Barbados. Then communication suddenly ceased. The vessel simply disappeared with over 300 crew members and passengers. No distress signal or call for help. Furthermore, searches around the ship's last confirmed position. Did I mention, Universe, that this is a conspiracy theory episode? Molly, edit that in for us. She's on Angry Birds over there. Any Facebook Live stuff going, by the way?
Not yet. No questions.
No questions.
I'm fielding the questions this year.
Okay.
This round.
This year.
So we'll see how poorly I do it.
Okay. A lot of people call it a rogue wave. A lot of people call it alien abduction. What do you guys think about the Bermuda Triangle? Joe, you haven't said much. What's going on there?
I don't know, there's a lot about the Bermuda Triangle that doesn't make sense, but that's also where those famous set of planes that
Oh, yes.
disappeared. There was like a group of planes. They were flying in formation, and it seems like everybody that's flown over there, their instruments goes all wacky and stuff too. So my theory is like some kind of natural phenomenon, and it screws with instruments and just screws everything up. As far as boats disappearing, who knows?
Yeah,
Foz, what do you got over
I
there?
mean,
I don't
you could
have
have
too much on that.
underground
It's-
whirlpools.
The Bermuda Triangle could be anything.
The most logical one I heard was methane pockets under the sea.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
creating
what I
like
heard.
A
Changing the
bubble.
buoyancy and also
Yeah.
screwing with
A
the...
bubble
That-
comes up
that's
and the
kinda
ship's
hard to
over a
get,
bubble. It just-
Or even just
with
a
gravity.
trillion little bubbles will do it. Because I've
Yeah.
seen model mock-ups of
But they
it.
also ran an engine of a plane and entered like 1% methane gas, and it shut down the engine.
Yes.
So-
I've seen the same.
Yeah,
You've seen the
But
same-
those planes were reporting that their
their
instruments
compasses
weren't
and-
working.
Yeah, their compasses and
That one
stuff all
caused
go
the
screwy and
instruments.
stuff.
Yeah.
So what causes the compasses to go
Could be
screwy and
magnetic.
stuff?
Maybe you're huffing
Yeah,
methane
like how
and
you
going,
going
what?
into a
That
med-
thing's spinning, man.
Yeah, but is there like some kind of
Possible.
magnetic
Possible,
field there
but-
possibly that you could be running into?
I would say just, I don't know.
It
I
could be a
haven't-
magnetic anomaly in there as well. Something to
Well,
do
that's
with
like the-
magnetic poles.
Well, there's spots
Depending
like that
on,
all over the
on when
world.
the reports happen, you can also take and figure out when the reports happen and see if there's a correlation with solar storms. Because when we get high solar storms, it screws with our magnetic field.
Speaking of our magnetic field, that's supposed to invert sometime soon.
Uh-oh.
Soon being it could be in
A
10,000
complete
years, it
flip?
could be tomorrow. Yeah,
That's
north
already
will be
not
south
my
and south
lifetime.
will be north.
It's already done it once.
Yeah, I've done it
And
tons
you
of
know
times.
that right now, if you actually look at it, our true magnetic north is slightly off.
Yeah, it's like in
Was-
Norway or something right now.
Changes every year.
It wanders.
It wanders.
Yeah.
And
Countless times.
oh yeah, it's
So-
done it. It's done it several times.
I'm just curious how is it just one day? Is it just going to flip, or is it going to be this weird gradual thing where there's areas like the Bermuda Triangle where everything's just wonky, and then those areas spread into the
That's-
new norm?
Well, that could be explaining your global warming too.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting closer to where some of that area is getting to the warmer climate zones.
And yeah, the
And that's why all the icebergs and stuff, you know, up in the north are melting.
magnetic field is our first defense against solar radiation and all that. So you weaken
Right.
our field, and that could change everything.
That's what filters out the harmful rays of the sun. That and the ozone layer. Without the ozone layer, we'd bake like we were in a microwave. Because
No one
of the
talks about the
radiation.
ozone layer anymore. When I was a kid,
Yeah,
that was the big thing.
That was one of the big things.
That was
It's like,
a
we're
big-
going to die.
you know,
The ozone layer's going
yeah,
to kill
that
us.
was-
That's
No,
that's
no one
why
talks about
that's
it.
why when that's
It's
why
all
they,
about the mighty
they
buck then.
changed
Yeah.
all the
We wanted
freon
everybody to
that you
go
put in
green.
the air conditionings.
No, it's because 80s hair went out of style and they were spraying the Aquanet like
Damn
crazy.
Aquanet, man. Hey, you know that stuff makes a really good blowtorch.
I bet. Yeah.
Is that how you lost your hair? No.
No, that's because of what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah. All right, Faz, you want to talk some Bigfoot at all?
Whatever.
Yeah. What do you guys want to
Is it
talk about?
Bigfoot or Big Feets?
Bigfoots.
Well, do you believe in a single individual, or is this a
I
population of
believe in a
animals?
population.
Because there are people who think it's a trans-dimensional
Are you
being
sure- are you
who's
sure
popping
it's-
in and out.
He said that one before.
Are you
Yeah.
sure it's not some sort of, like he said, a trans-dimensional being or
Like a
possibly an alien species that is truly intelligent but and knows how to avert being detected?
I saw
And
that
comes
episode of
down
the
and-
$6
and
billion
makes what?
man.
Until we get somebody, nobody's
$6
gonna
billion.
Whatever. What's that
6
show called?
million.
6 million?
$6 million man.
I'm a millennial. You got off the
$6
ante.
billion.
Well, yeah, now it would be like a $6 billion.
That show was popular when we were kids.
I saw
Yeah,
reruns
so
of it when
it
I
was-
was a little kid.
Yeah, they
Because I used to watch
throw it
like
on some
Gilligan's
of the
Island on
retro channels
TBS.
now.
Yeah. You know, Bigfoot's an interesting subject as well. I mean, who's to say that there isn't some sort of primate species out there that we haven't discovered yet?
That's the one I think.
Because
it
if
is.
you look at it,
primate
I
thing
mean,
too. It's everybody thinks it's got to be a monkey or something, some type of ape.
didn't say that.
All the DNA that comes in, the first thing they tell you is it's contaminated. It's got human DNA on it.
Or it can't
Maybe
be
they're fucking
classified.
human.
Human?
Yeah, there have been feral people.
How about this one? Maybe they're actually Neanderthal and they never did die out completely. And this is an evolutional stage of the Neanderthal.
Well, they got to be
They
intelligent.
have
enough
Neanderthal
to-
DNA though, and we're 5% Neanderthal.
It's pronounced Neanderthal. The H is for haters.
Neanderthal.
Neanderthal.
But the whole thing is, see, some of the scientists that I have actually, read about and stuff with the Neanderthal say they and Homo sapiens, modern man at that time, actually bred out the Neanderthal because the
That's what
modern
they say
man.
it would look like today.
Almost looks like Walter Matthau.
A little bit.
Yeah, yeah, it does look like Walter Walter
Have any of you guys done those DNA tests? Do you know if you have any Neanderthal in you?
They say everybody has at least 5%.
Well,
some people have more than
the
others.
from
thing,
my
you know,
Anthropology
Oh,
301.
I was under the
The-
impression like 20% of the
the
population.
Neanderthal
did or didn't.
weren't supposedly weren't able to do the hunter-gatherer type of thing. They were more hunters than gatherers, and the Homo sapien species of us became more of a gatherer than a hunter, and because of that, they bred into the Neanderthals and kind of bred them out of existence. So that's how they got absorbed into our part of the gene pool or the tree.
So I guess the question is, would you tap that, Tom?
Someone in my family must have. If you go back far enough.
That's the thing,
Everyone probably looks awful and smells awful. And,
Reeks, full of bugs.
yeah. Probably driving Molly nuts with my freehand mic here.
Yes, you are.
All right, so we went from Bigfoot to Neanderthals pretty quick. That was cool.
Well, it's a viable theory. Why not?
All right. So I figure you guys are into fact checking. Here's 6 persistent science conspiracy theories. Fact checking 6 of them. Okay, and you just said the first one was a total of 37% of American voters. Oh, this is getting political. Let's get on that. Okay.
Hey, where's your button?
Yeah.
I
You started it.
buzzer.
Where's your
I
button?
pulled out.
Oh no! The tip went in.
All right. Well, why are they? Hold on. This whole website's got to go.
Did you not read it ahead of time?
No, he's properly
Okay.
prepared.
Some 20% believe childhood
No,
vaccines
he
are linked
prematurely
to
ejaculated it.
autism.
Well, I've been told there's no backing behind that.
Well, Andrew Wakefield, the guy who came up with that autistic study, admits that it's fake, but everybody's like, no, you're right. He's like, no, I'm lying. No, you're not. When's that ever happened before?
He's mad because they rolled the dice and their kid's autistic, and that's terrible, and they're looking for someone to blame it on. Why did this happen? This isn't fair. Well, life's not fair. We all roll the
Life's
dice.
never fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people get snake eyes. That's how it is.
Yeah, you gotta take what you have and make what you can of it.
They're just saying there's no.
We can't all be sexy bald men named Mark. You know, I'm just saying.
Oh, good thing I didn't read
See,
this
I'm
website all the
partially
way here.
bald.
Partially bald?
Yeah.
Well, I do have hair on me.
You should see him take his hats off.
Got some wicked braids.
Wow. Okay.
They
We're in the
just-
minority here, guys. This one says the poll revealed that 14% believe that Bigfoot is real. Who here believes Bigfoot's real?
Well,
Foz.
I-
Us, me.
Well, yeah.
I
believe
want
in it.
Bigfoot to be real. I don't believe Bigfoot is real.
What's it gonna take?
If I had to put money down, I'm putting money down on no.
You're like the first 3-year-old kid that's like, Ma, this Santa shit isn't adding up. I don't know, Ma.
I asked Santa for this, and I got this.
It's a
and
different
look at
guy
all
this
here.
year at the
I'm
mall.
sure that was Mr. Jones from down the street. So I want Bigfoot to be real, but I
Okay.
just, if we're putting our money where our mouth is, I'm gonna say no.
Why? Because there's no proof.
There isn't enough
Well,
proof.
you
I want to go
why?
hiking. I want to go living. I think it's fun.
All right, you want to know why it's this is my theory why they haven't found a corpse or any viable DNA or any real samples. Think about it this way: we're smart, we're intelligent. What's to say Bigfoot's not intelligent? What's to say that when one of them die, they don't bury their dead or get rid of their dead somehow?
Could be.
You know, and then think about this, a lot of the land hasn't been explored fully. You know, there's places they can probably get to that we can't or haven't been able to
Well, I'm
get
open to the
yet.
idea of it.
Uh-oh.
I'm just getting
Did
too
you ever
cynical.
watch the Patterson footage?
Yes.
That's the best
That
footage
is
out
the
there.
best
It's
footage
the first
out there.
footage of them. It's the best footage. They cannot prove it wrong.
Did you know
No,
Patterson
they
was
can't.
making a movie about Bigfoot right before that happened? And
Right,
he already had the
but-
costumes.
He got-
But they've already
at the year
proven
that
that
was-
that's not somebody in a costume because you can see too much of the they've
You
like
actually see
dissected
breasts on the
that
damn
video.
thing. Who back
You
in the
can see the
60s is
tits.
going to go, hey, we're going to fake this,
It-
let's put tits on them?
It's
yeah,
not, it's not
you
just
can
that.
actually see the breasts.
What is it?
You can
What
see
is
the
the
muscle.
Rule 32? If it exists, there's porn of it.
It could be. But no, if you look at the footage, watch the footage, okay? And you got to realize what year this was filmed in and what kind of camera they used.
1967.
Okay, in 67, they didn't have the movie technology that we have today. They didn't have
They didn't have the costume
makeup and the
technology.
costumes and everything that's being made today. So
They
what are they to fake that? Are they going to go and find a 6'2" woman that's big boned and paste hair all over her from head to toe all the way and have her walk across barefoot across rocks?
Oh, they got to make sure she's got the droopy boobs too to make her look
Well,
more like
I
I want
would
to
the.
say-
speak to women with
But-
droopy boobs covered in hair.
But also, if you-
I'll
if
get
you-
you one.
We're going to Polish lessons weekend. We'll get you one.
But if you also watch that footage, I mean, you really watch that footage, you can see the muscle movement in the thighs and the legs. They could have really faked that as to get a woman that would
In a
be-
possibly expensive
be-
costume. Yeah.
No,
Well, they'd
costume.
have to
Paste
glue
the
the
hair
hair all
directly
over
to
'em.
the naked body because that is the only way you're going to get that visual of the muscle movement underneath the hair like that.
During that
Well,
time.
the main reason I've gotten cynical on
They
it.
can't do it now and make it.
It's almost impossible to do it now. Yes,
Is it-
There's
without
actually
using
videos
CG.
going out there.
Well, they could use
Bigfoot-
CGI.
That Bigfoot actually takes a bullet across the thigh here.
Oh.
People ain't seen that one. That's new stuff going out there that they think Patterson was shooting at them fuckers.
Patterson did go to his grave saying that
It was
he
real.
wasn't in on it. If it was a guy in a costume, he didn't know that, and he was going
Right.
to shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too much with Patterson. I think he's the one that's
Is
still.
it Patterson and Ginland?
Patterson's
Yeah,
alive.
Patterson had the gun, or did
I-
Ginland have the gun?
Gimlin's alive yet.
I don't remember, but
But
they were on
anyways-
horses. And they had guns.
His story, I've been following this for a long time. It just happened when I was in high school. And his story with the whole deal was changing about every 10 years. It's we were doing this, and now it's all of a sudden it's we were doing this. I think there's people out there that actually think they shot two of them. and they were trying to get the third one.
It could
And
be.
then she was running away when they were chasing him. That's why
She
Patterson-
actually wasn't running in the video. She was
No, she was
walking.
walking.
No, it kind of looked like a dude who got busted jacking off in the woods. Like, holy shit! I thought I was alone.
And we're walking.
What the hell are people
There's
doing out
certain
here? I was-
websites out there you can go and they slow it down into slow motion. It actually does.
Interesting.
Well, they've dissected that video
And they can't prove it wrong.
all in
No,
all.
they can't. They
and
have
haven't
not.
been able
That,
to prove.
that particular video out of all of them has never been proven to be a fake.
They've dissected it so much trying to prove it's a hoax, and they haven't been able to
And they just
definitively
had
prove
some
it
guy
one way or the other.
Come up with, I think it's in some type of HD, whatever they got now, super good stuff.
Yeah,
He broke
Ultra
it down
4K.
frame by frame, and it's a new thing. It's like watching TV today now on the thing.
Well, yeah, film holds
Yeah.
really good resolution. People don't realize how much it upscales and how beautiful it looks compared to crappy cell phones from 5 years ago compared to phones from today.
Yeah.
I work at a movie theater, so I happen to know all this crap.
So now they're saying it's finally been
Oh.
proven false.
That's it. I just wanted to take the other side of the coin once.
Well, yeah, the main reason I'm
there-
cynical
There
on
has been
Bigfoot.
somebody saying that it was a hoax.
No matter
That-
what
that
you
has
look
come
up,
out, too.
you can go
Oh, we
down
found
the
a
next-
new
scroll
way to
down
do
and there's a
advertising here.
disclaimer for it.
If I don't click yes, they black out the screen.
Hey,
Yeah,
So you
really.
can kinda
Look at
see it.
that.
so you can still sort of read it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try it again.
What are you doing?
Oh, he's surfing and
Yeah,
he's
that's-
having
I hate those-
pop-up issues.
I hate those sites. I really do. They annoy the hell out of me.
Look forward to 'em.
Oh, jeez. Okay, you guys keep going on.
Oh
that,
yeah.
but I'm-
So yeah, the main reason I've grown sour on Bigfoot is because we all now have HD cameras in our pockets. Why isn't there
Wow.
more footage coming out every day? So that's
Well, how many of the people?
How
are-
many
are
times
using
have you
these?
seen something so cool it's like, God, I wish I would have gotten my camera, and then it's too late when you do get it
Wow.
out.
yeah, that does happen.
That's me, by the way.
Smart.
That is me, by the way.
You know?
Gotta hide.
No,
My standing joke was always I'd have to ask Bigfoot how to do this.
You know how many times
Wave 'em
my
over.
dog has
Yeah,
done
I'm
something
a
so
phone
cool,
illiterate.
and it's like, I wish I had a camera right at that moment, and then try to get her to do it again?
no.
Oh yeah, I've got
I
a
don't think
1-year-old
so.
baby. I take a million pictures of her, and only one of them is actually cute.
See?
That one makes Facebook though.
Well, supposedly this guy owed people a ton of money and was in debt and was just looking for any way. I'm sorry, you're not
There's
going to be
always
able to see stuff.
disclaimers on
Yeah.
anything you're looking up. Always.
You're gonna find good, and you're gonna find bad.
You can find what you
It's
want
always
in there. All I say is, look at that film and tell me 1967 they faked that.
They couldn't.
Great chance.
They didn't have the
they don't
technology.
have. They didn't have the technology back
They
then. to
didn't
fake
have the
that film.
technology to make that good of a hoax.
That's the biggest point. Back in '67, the kind of cameras that they had, they didn't have the HD cameras back
They
then.
didn't have nothing.
Um,
They had the old Bell and Howell. You used to have to spin the damn
and
thing to
and,
make
and
it move.
honestly, if they were putting a costume on a person,
You would have obviously
you
been
would have
able to
known
see
it. I mean, it would have. It would probably look loose, and it probably would have moved in weird ways.
One of the
Because
strange things about that whole movie, the original footage is gone. Nobody knows where it is.
Yeah, it went
The
missing.
original footage, after they were
Yeah.
making copies, they don't know where the original is.
Yeah, it went missing.
Yeah.
It disappeared.
Oh, I never heard that one.
I have heard that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember
So it's
hearing
already
that.
holding it.
We're watching a documentary where they got the best version of it they could find, and they tried to stabilize the image, and they were trying to do
Yeah.
all the sort of analysis to it.
Yeah, like I said, it's the most popular Bigfoot, probably the
Oh, by
most
far.
dissected
When I was a kid and I saw that for the first
Bigfoot
time,
video there
I was
ever
hooked.
is. I mean, they've dissected that
I'll give you
thing
my Bigfoot
every which
story.
way but loose,
Oh,
you know.
Boz has a Bigfoot story.
All right. 1991, I'm hunting. Bear hunting, right? And it just so happened where we were, everything was flooded that September. Every place we were going to hunt was flooded. So me and my dad drove up. We're up in Hurley, 40 miles from Hurley we are. And we got up there like 6 at night. And I was all cranked on to go. And my dad, he could care less about hunting and shit. So he's in the trailer. And I decide I'm going to walk down the roads and shit. Just maybe a bear will walk by, right? Just because I had to get it out of my system. I was just that cranked on. So I get to the end of the road, and the road is actually flooded over. You can't go no farther. I'm like a mile and a half from the trailer. And like an idiot, I decide I'm gonna pick up a rock off the road and throw it into the woods, right? The woods has got a foot of water in it. And everybody here has picked up a rock, thrown it in the water. You know that sound, kaploosh, that it
Yep.
makes, right?
Yeah.
I heave this rock and I'm standing there. I hear the kaploosh. Standing there, nothing's going on. Fuck it, I'm going back. It's starting to get dark. I'm gonna head back. I start to turn and I hear kaploosh. What the hell is that? I thought somebody was fucking with me. And then I start thinking, nobody's back here. Everything is flooded. I just seen them walking down the road. Nobody's here. I pick up another rock and heave it. Same thing, kaploosh. Just about to walk away. As soon as I turn to walk away, kaploosh. To this day, I do not know what was throwing the rocks back.
Bigfoot.
People have told me,
Could've been.
my brother come up with the Bigfoot shit about a year later. Tell him about your Bigfoot story, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what was throwing it back. People have come up with, well, there was a beaver out there someplace and slapping his tail. When you hear the slap of
Actually-
the tail, a beaver slaps. It doesn't do the kaploosh.
Yeah.
Something threw 2 rocks back at me, and I don't know what's in the woods up there that throws rocks back.
That thing was made up.
It was a blockbuster
Yeah.
Yeah.
contest, movie contest.
Yeah.
If it took me a half hour to walk down there, it took me 10 minutes to get back to the trailer. And I'm holding a shotgun with slugs in it, so. Yeah, that's my Bigfoot story, so.
Could it have been fish jumping?
They make a different sound as well.
Could been your dad fucking with you?
Besides that, where the hell would fish come from?
He said
It
his dad
was
was
a
back in
woods
the
and a
trailer
road.
though.
Oh, it was just
It was just
Oh, I thought
flooded.
Is out of the river. That's
maybe.
the thing. But
Yeah, but you
but
think
they
they
still make a
continue-
different
Make a
sound.
splash. It's
It's
a
a
splash.
different-
It ain't that kaploosh sound.
Yeah, because with like you were saying with beavers, whenever if
slap
you've
their
ever
tail.
heard a beaver slap its tail against the water, you know what it is because
Yeah.
it sounds
Next
like
time you
somebody.
hear it, you'll know
It
what
sounds
it
like
is.
It
one
sounds
that I
like
would go down
somebody
Australia
just
with.
slapped the crap out of someone else.
Yeah.
It's just like a
Same thing if you hit the water wrong when you do like off the
belly flops.
The belly flops, yeah.
I know
Come on, have you
what
ever done a belly
slapping
flop?
beaver sounds like.
you do a belly flop when you
yeah.
slap your beaver.
Oh man. So
Oh, did I forget to tell everybody that no one's safe around me? Everybody's a target.
oh okay. All right.
So it's you throwing rocks at Foz.
Okay.
What if it was a long echo?
Not a chance.
there's no way it would have sounded loud enough.
Just, yeah, one part that I didn't see, I could see the actual ripples on the water.
Oh, from
So
something.
it's thrown
Yeah,
at
from
him.
something coming back.
Yeah, so your
That goes
rock
down
was
to the
far
ripples.
enough out that you didn't have the ripples, but whatever threw it back, you had the ripples coming at
Yes.
you.
Were the
Yeah,
ripples
so
coming
there
from
you
the
go.
direction of where you threw the rock? Like, do you think?
No, they
or
were
the,
coming from, yeah, like where I threw the rock, they
Okay.
were coming towards me.
so you threw the rock that way,
Yeah.
and then you hear another kerplunk, and you see more ripples later
Yes.
coming at you from the in the same
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, you were
Okay.
trying to launch it far enough to kick a bear towards you.
Exactly. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just figured, there's a rock, I'm gonna throw that fucker.
He's hoping to spook something out of the
caveman.
woods.
And
so
knowing
he can
me,
see
I
that.
was hoping to scare some ducks up, and then I shot it with slugs at the ducks.
That would have been an interesting one.
And nobody can come up with an explanation for me
I'm trying.
that I can buy anyways.
All right.
But I never said Bigfoot. My brother said that.
But when you were talking about these
Anything's
cameras in our
possible.
hands and
Yeah.
everything, and you know, not a lot of people actually will have these out in the woods with them. A lot of people that do go out camping, or not camping, but hiking and stuff, they want solidarity. They don't want this crap in their hands. They don't want that's their unplugging time.
Well, I'm sure it's probably going to be in
And
the. So you're going to have to call 911.
Yeah,
I would
the
think,
wheels be
or-
taking selfies all the time.
But-
Bigfoot
Yeah,
pop
And
up
then-
in the background.
And then of course here Joe's talking too about the fact that something happens, and you've got this on you or whatever, and you totally don't even think of using it, right? Well,
Yeah, it's gonna be some
I
sweet
had-
girl who always has it out that catches Bigfoot.
I had this happen. I lived in Marshall, me and my girlfriend, and we went to his niece's wedding. And after the wedding, we were going home.
Whose niece's
we were,
wedding? Your
Katie's.
niece's wedding? Oh, I
Okay,
wasn't
well,
there.
she's my niece too, in a way.
I wasn't there.
But
I didn't go.
we went home, and I had other stuff in my hands. And before we got to the house, or to the apartment, I noticed this bright orange glow in the sky coming in. It
You were
literally
drinking
looked
that
like a
day.
meteorite.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was thinking, oh, that's kind of cool. It's gonna come in, burn up, blow up, and whatever. You know. We get to the apartment, and I park the car, and we get out, and I'm still watching this thing. It's like, damn, this thing's taking its time coming in. Well, it got behind a cloud, and I did not think to drop what was in my hands and grab my phone and start recording.
You don't want to take your eyes off of it.
So it gets behind this cloud, and all of a sudden it's like not there. You can't. It's just like it stopped or something. So I'm like trying to figure out where it went. So I went ahead and walked down the steps. She's already at the front door waiting for me, and I turn around and look up again. I'm like, where the hell did it go? And all of a sudden it comes out the other side of the cloud at basically a 90-degree angle. It's coming in, and then turned basically a 90 degree
90.
and went south of where we were. And it is kind of weird. And I really, truly wished I would have thought to drop what was in my hands and record this thing.
And
Yeah.
she didn't see it, but you did.
No, she's seen it.
Tom, we're getting slap emojis.
It went the other way.
Yeah?
really fast.
For what?
Beaver slap.
Oh, beaver slap emojis?
One Ashley Donahue.
Oh, okay.
Getting some beaver slapping emojis. Good.
So yeah, that was one of the incidences that happened, and I really, to this day, I regret not grabbing my damn phone and recording that, because that what I seen and she seen would have been one of the best things, like proofs. I mean, because this thing came in and it went in behind a cloud, and then you would think as it's coming in like that, it'd come out like within like 20 seconds or so, right? No, it was like it stopped and just to decide which way it was going to go. And it stayed in behind that cloud, and then it came out and it went to the south. It was really
And
freaking
move
weird,
faster going the
but it
other
was
way.
cool. It was cool at
So
the same
that's
time.
an experience of the first kind, right? Sighting.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be
No physical evidence.
no,
No
yeah,
evidence is
no
second.
left physical
I still
evidence,
think he
no
was drinking
contact.
that day.
Yeah.
So
He
yeah,
said
that's
he
that's
said
an
he was at
encounter
my
of the first
niece's
time.
wedding, so, I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
I think it might have been an alcohol-induced.
Well, it couldn't have been. two
Okay,
weeks
I
ago.
hold a Class B license. Okay,
For what?
therefore, I'm gonna drive drunk home.
I didn't see. She could have been driving.
She can't drive a stick shift.
No.
Killer drone.
All right. If I saw something crazy
So
when
there.
I was a kid.
Mr.
Oh, I got
Whatever.
basically the same UFO story. I think a friend of mine, his name's Buzzy, right? We just call him Buzzy. We used to, back in the 60s, we used to sleep outside because we had no air conditioning in the houses, right? So at night, we'd sleep out in this field. It was nice and cool, and back then, you could look up in the stars, and it was almost too bright from the stars being out, with no lights and shit around or anything like that.
And a clean atmosphere.
Yeah.
Whatever. But anyways, we used to lay on the lawn chairs out there.
Just
So-
you and Buzzy all night.
No, there was
Nobody
there was
around.
lots of other people.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But anyways, we're laying there one night, and we used to live on 91st and Hampton in Milwaukee, right next to the airport. And the airport had nothing to do with this. We were kind of staring up at the stars and shit, just shooting the shit between us. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. And as we're looking up, you see 4 things. You know how the Blue Angels fly in that diamond pattern?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, I have to guess this is like way past the moon, farther up, whatever. It's just a guess. They looked as big as softballs, but you could almost see through them. Kind of. I always liken it to you see the searchlights on the clouds, the way that looks. The light.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is what they look like, and it came up like at about 9 o'clock, and they shot straight up till about midnight on the clock, and they were gone. And I'm laying there, we're on the lawn chairs, you know, smoking cigarettes, we're 16, and I said to my buddy, now this is really weird, his answer. I'm staring up there, and I said, Buzzy, did you see that? And he goes, I was hoping you didn't. What the hell kind of answer is that? For years I've been telling him he's a little bit of a weird guy. That's when they dropped him off on this planet. It's gotta be.
Yeah,
But
they put him in the husk of
now this
old
is
Buzz.
probably either 66 or 67. We didn't have nothing like that. We may have it now, but we didn't have nothing like that back then. I don't know what the hell we seen. It was pretty cool.
The sightings of UFOs have gotten more and more,
Bizarre.
not just bizarre. I mean,
Frequent.
it's become more and more frequent.
Between cell phones and population.
Population, cell phones. I mean, our planet right now, we have what, 10 billion people on the planet, and this
7.8.
planet is truly only capable of sustaining 4 billion people. Yeah, so we're well overpopulated on this planet.
That's
Yeah.
a fucking bummer.
I mean, think about it. You know, some places on this planet have an abundance of resources, and
Oh, yeah.
other places don't. And those places are the ones that are suffering the most.
Yeah,
You
you,
should quit breeding.
I think we should all just stick to one child, and that's it.
For a while.
We got to keep the population of the human race going, but who the hell needs 9 kids?
Not me.
I'm the youngest of 7. There's no way in hell my parents needed 7 kids, but here I am.
What was that Mao from China always said? Every stomach is attached to two set of working.
I've only got 1 child. That's it.
Mao Zedong. Boom.
oh, that Mao.
Yeah. Not the Mao over there. So, all right, I guess we can move along here a little bit. Some 9%.
They do add fluoride to water.
They do.
That is the thing.
No, the purpose of the fluoride is actually to purify the water.
Yeah,
No, it's for your teeth and stuff.
that is a good side effect.
That and the chlorine.
But it practice of water. You ever listen to yourself talk back?
Did you actually go to college? Or
Can you not knock over the soundboard, dude? Thanks.
Get out of here, sneaky like.
What are you doing? Okay, it's banned in China, Austria, Belgium, Finland, Germany, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and the Netherlands, and Hungary and Japan also.
What is it?
Fluoride in the water.
I'd be okay with banning it.
Okay.
If
Supposedly
you don't
it's
brush your
healthy.
teeth, that's your problem.
All right.
But you gotta drink pukey water then.
Pukey water.
Well, that wasn't that one of the reasons why the
Yeah,
water
good
in
Jackson
Flint
water.
went terrible? Is they changed where they get it from, so it was treated differently, and it caused all this
No,
calcium in the
no,
pipes to all come
actually-
loose and poison everything.
It wasn't the calcium. The
was
fact
something.
is, it's lead pipes.
Lead pipes, yeah.
lead pipes.
There was
And
calcium
the-
naturally shielding the pipes,
Right.
And that all got washed out by
It got
the-
all washed out.
a different water.
Then lead pipes has been and always will be bad for any community or house or person drinking from them. So that's why when you see them now, they're kind of like ceramics and plastics and stuff like that.
PVC.
They've been replacing a lot of the water mains here in Cedarburg, house by house, because you can see they'll shut down a whole block, and you'll see them just ripping out the water mains and putting new ones back in.
Who wants another incident like Flint?
Yeah.
They're still recovering.
And
from
they are
that.
still recovering from that. And the thing is, they really haven't fixed the problem like they
No,
should.
they haven't. It's
And they stopped giving out the
Bottled
bottled
water.
water now.
I saw that too.
So, and that's, lead poisoning is pretty damn bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, this one, I don't know, Mao, what time we at here? Can we do the? We should save this one for the bonus episode. I'm thinking.
What's this one?
Mark, what's it at on the Facebook feed?
Where we at?
I don't know.
Aren't you supposed to be monitoring?
1 hour,
1 hour?
59:32.
I'm not going to start this one till we get into. Let's tease the bonus episode. This is about the moon landing being faked or not.
The original moon landing.
We ain't got time to get in there and do Ask Tom Anything and wrap it up and get everybody's info out. So let's do a couple Ask Tom Anything.
Sure.
We'll wrap up this episode and then we'll come back for some moon landing stuff. I got a couple cool monster things that are here too I'd like to get to. See, once you start rolling on a conspiracy, I mean, look at all these.
Yeah,
I
you
got
can go on
6
forever.
different pages of stuff.
We've actually came
So-
across that problem.
Yeah,
before.
we've actually sat to do basically an hour show and wound up with a 2 hour
Almost 2
show.
hours, yeah.
Yeah, it happens. So.
Or had to go to 2 or 3 parts.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is a segment of the show you guys listen called Ask Tom Anything. You guys can jump in. Emailers email questions in. Anything random off the wall. So, and Facebook Live, if you want to ask Tom anything, Mark is kind of watching it. You know how to
I
make
do.
your screen not turn off?
No, I backed out so I could see the runtime.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how computers work anymore. I'm officially old.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right, so I should start.
Yeah, start with Ask
Okay.
Tom Anything. What
We
do
have
you guys
one
need to
from
know?
Fatty Nutmeg, kind of
Fatty Nutmeg.
off the tick topic. Her dog takes a chewable every month that keeps the ticks off them. It works great. What would happen if a human took them? Why isn't there a human version, Tom?
This is everybody's so infatuated with ticks. This is 3 weeks in a row that ticks have come up. Okay, because a bunch of reasons. Wait, did you read this one, Mal? Oh, Mal read this one last week.
Oh,
During the
I didn't know
break.
what you read.
I read
During
that
your show
Tuesday.
with
Uh-oh. Well,
Let's
it's
just
because
I gotta powwow with Molly and figure out what she asked because I don't know.
okay,
what,
well then let's throw in one would you rather and then we'll do this real quick.
did we bring those? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, right there. All right, we'll just instead of Ask Tom Anything, we'll maybe hit you next week or on the bonus
Sorry,
episode.
universe. I wasn't here for the last interview.
Yep.
Couldn't get off work.
Yeah, when our sponsor showed up.
It was a last minute deal. Well, everything turned out great.
Yes, it did. Thank you very much. So,
Would you rather be forced to look at yourself in every reflective surface you pass for at least 20 seconds or never see your reflection again?
I would probably like every reflective surface I see myself. That would scare the shit out of me. Like getting cookies at night. I like my face is on the fridge. Or, no, I'd rather never see myself. I'd just be like, I'm a total fucking vampire. I'm this guy over here. Yeah. Earlier when we were talking, he's been called a vampire before.
I've been called many things before. Some
So,
of them quite
what would you
funny.
guys prefer? Always seeing yourself in every reflective surface?
Why do I need to be vain and look at myself all the time?
So never see yourself?
But what,
Never
if
be
your,
able to
what if your hair's not right? What if your mustache needs trimming?
He don't have any hair not to be right.
got a
I mean,
mustache.
he's like
Got a
you,
stash.
bald.
You'd have to trust
A
your friends
stash.
and loved ones to tell you.
We don't just wake up
Oh,
and
I'm
look
gonna just
this
make
good.
him walk around looking like an ass. I ain't gonna tell him shit.
All right. Well, let's
I
hit
don't know
another one
about
here.
you.
All right. Would you rather live your life without any taste buds or never have any feeling in your fingers?
Never have. Oh, that's a rough one.
I like food.
I do
I
like
like
food
food,
very
too.
much.
Take the filling out of the fingers, man.
Yeah.
I gotta have the taste buds.
I don't know.
gotta
That
have
could be
the
a lot
taste
of fun, though. Can't feel your own fingers?
Constantly giving yourself the stranger.
Just a fringe benefit.
Hey. I guess that would make it more interesting. Cold hands, cold hands.
Barbara Klein wants to know,
My mom!
what were you guys doing filming in the woods when they happened across Bigfoot? Were they making a Bigfoot movie? What were the guys doing filming in the woods?
Oh,
Oh, she's bringing it
They-
back to
Back to the Patterson, getting the
yeah.
footage.
Wow, that came up pretty cool for this episode. They were actually filming a Bigfoot movie, right?
I thought they were scouting locations or something.
Yeah, they were scouting locations and.
If you're scouting
hunting.
locations, you don't bring a camera.
Yeah, but they also
'Cause
had
that's a-
guns and rifles with them too. 'cause
I know they were on
horseback.
horses, so I guess the
There's still
camera. had
bears
to
and
come.
shit out there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's probably bears, probably mountain lions.
Is your
Yeah.
pond, is
I mean,
there?
there's a lot of
Yeah.
theories, but
Oh,
I
I
can't
forgot
remember
to-
what the true story was about that. It's been a while
I know he
since
borrowed a
There's a
ton of
lot
money.
of
He was in
theories on
debt
it.
and everything. So.
Barbara Klein is his mom, in case you guys
Yeah.
didn't pick up on that.
I picked
Yeah,
up
I
on
picked
that.
up on it. And said he said it.
Okay. Well, it looks like everybody's getting on in. Thank you, Utterly Insane. Check them out. What's your Facebook? Let's give you a little pokes there.
Go
That's
ahead.
the Facebook page.
Utterly Insane with Mark and Joe.
Yeah.
You got YouTube or
Yeah, we've got YouTube as well.
YouTube? Anything else that you want to hit up?
No.
Your home address?
Your social security number?
Social security number, home address, blood type.
Won't do you any good.
Okay.
I'm already tapped out.
Or you can just go to markandjoeshow.com to
Okay.
find any of our links.
Okay.
Because there's a website.
That was our
there.
original
Website.
It's still
website, the
there.
original name of the show. And then after getting together with you guys
Yeah.
and whatnot, we figured,
A lot of things have changed.
yeah, we changed it up a little bit, like
Little bit.
you suggest.
But like you, we're
Yeah.
trying to make improvements as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every week a little bit
Definitely
better.
trying to make it better.
So, all right, Mark, who goes first here? I end it, right? Or
You start, and then I go, and then you seal the deal.
All right. Let's thank our sponsor first, right? They should
Yes.
get first billing.
Coldwell Banker, home sale realtor.
If you're looking to
Realtors.
buy or sell a home, you own a home.
I do own a home.
Did
It's
you
great.
use Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty?
Next question.
You got ripped off, man. You got to call Roy. 414-235-0763 or go for Roy at cbhsr.com. And you know what? You don't just have to use them to buy a home. If you ain't got the money to buy it, maybe you can sell a home. So go become a realtor.
Ooh, work for yourself.
They'd love to be your go-to for all your real estate needs. And make sure you check out our Patreon page. I know that's not big around here, but you guys, you know, you want to get in the know, why don't you be a frontierman?
If you want us to have more microphones so Foz and I don't have to share one, that would be
nice.
awesome, universe.
Click on our Amazon link on our banner. Everyone shops on Amazon, so why not do it? Try helping out your favorite podcast. You can go to our website, click on the Amazon link, shop like normal, and we get a kickback. You can also try Amazon Music Unlimited free trial, Kindle Unlimited, and for you college students out there, you get all that they have to offer for 6 months free. And if you want to read about Bigfoots,
Big feet?
big feet,
Big feet.
big feet, where should you go there, Mark? What's a good place if you want to read? But
I
you
would
know what?
start with audible.com for all my...
It's the world's largest producer of digital books. You listen with, or you read with your ears now. You don't have to read with your eyes. You're not a caveman. So, biggest selection ever.
Not a Neanderthal.
Yeah. Go to audibletrial.com/offtherailstm.com or go to our website, click the Audible trial link. You get 30-day free membership. You get a book. You can keep that book if you want.
One free
And
book, yeah.
One free book. Where can they find us?
Well, we are Off the Rails with Tom and Mark, and you can find us on a whole bunch of things that are all going to sound the same. It's Twitter at Off the Rails
Just
TM,
say Off the Rails TM
Facebook.com
and list
/
them off.
Off the Rails TM, Instagram at Off the Rails TM. Our website is offtherailstm.com.
This will be burned into your brain.
And that, well, you can also email all your questions to AskTomAnything 414@gmail.com. But then we
Yes.
also have another email address for other purposes. You want to be on the show, maybe, or what is
know
that for?
somebody who wants to
Or you
be
know
on the
somebody?
show.
You can
Want to be on the
contact us
show.
at offtherailstm@gmail.com. We are also on SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, and all your favorite podcast hosting sites. See our website for more details.
And thank you again, our guest, Utterly Insane, coming all the way from Watertown.
Thank you for
And-
having us.
Remember, universe, we're not good enough.